What is going on, Arizona sportsman family? How are we doing out here today on this Monday morning, ladies and gentlemen? Where free agency kicked off around 9 a.m. Arizona time, and the Arizona Cardinals right now, breaking news, have not done a darn thing at all heading into this free agency frenzy. Right now, we're sitting about close to 6 hours into the free agency frenzy, and right now, the Arizona Cardinals hasn't done a darn thing to make this team any better. Right now, I think the Arizona Cardinal fans, or at least, there's some that are obviously feeling a certain type of way. Some of them are like, okay, no worries, right? We expected this. And there's other Cardinal fans, including myself, where I'm like, can we at least sign a trash can? Can we sign somebody? We got so many holes, and we still don't even know what's happening with Byron Murphy. Zach Allen, we don't know. We don't know what's going on with Zach Allen or Byron Murphy. But it's okay, Cardinal fans say. We are rebuilding, ladies and gentlemen. But let me ask you guys this. If we are rebuilding, does this mean we are not signing Byron Murphy? Is this mean we are not signing Zach Allen? Because for the people that are out there, they're saying we're not going to spend big money, Mike, on free agents because we are rebuilding, Mike. Are we not going to try to sign back Byron? Are we not going to try to sign back Zach Allen? They're going to go for the top dollar as well. Right now, Javon Hargrave, it probably was completely out of our reach. I understand. Yes, it sucks. It sucks that the San Francisco 49ers got Javon Hargrave. Facts. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. But the realism here right now that the Arizona Cardinals, I don't understand what's going on right now. Now, granted, this isn't the only day of free agency frenzy, right? Now, that's one thing to kind of lean your hope to. This is not the only day of free agency frenzy. This thing is going to go ahead and be as frenzy as it possibly can all the way to the beginning of the season, and it probably doesn't end because if they stay free agents, they're going to stay free agents. As of right now, the Arizona Cardinals have done goose egg. Nothing. We got a Greg Dortch back. I thought that was a huge win. I think that's an actual huge win for the Arizona Cardinals because Greg Dortch, although a lot of people didn't agree at one point when I said Greg Dortch is the guy, we now sign him for a 1 more year deal. And now people are changing their name. Oh yeah, Greg Dortch is going. No crap. Greg Dortch is probably one of the best wide receivers we had. And I mean consistency wise, being on the field, always making plays. Now, obviously, I'm not saying Greg Dortch is better than DeAndre Hopkins. I'm not saying he's better than Marquise Hollywood Brown, but I am saying in terms of being consistent and always being available for the Arizona Cardinals, that he was. He was there for us. So I am so glad that Monty Ossenfort made that move and brought him back. Now, Byron Murphy, as well as Zach Allen, we still, to the day, till the minute, going 6 hours into the free agency frenzy right now, the Arizona Cardinals still haven't made an announcement that Zach Allen is coming back or Byron Murphy is coming back at this very moment. Now, earlier today, we did go ahead and let you guys know that there is some interest from Zach Allen. I'm going to do a real quick search here to see if there's anybody interested in Byron Murphy. Not seeing anything here, or at least any big reports that are coming out pertaining to Byron Murphy at this very moment. I'm not seeing anything big right now. But Zach Allen, there was a report that came out that said that the Texans had some very, very strong interest. Well, not strong, but this guy right here, John McClain, expects the Texans to pursue Arizona Cardinals defensive end Zach Allen. And the biggest reason why is because that new defensive coordinator, Matt Burke, was with the Arizona Cardinals at one point, and it just makes sense. Byron Murphy, I haven't heard his name in any of the reports out there. It's possible that he is coveted. It's possible that he might be going to a different organization. Yeah, very well, right? Very well. But right now, the Arizona Cardinals have $34 million in cap. $34 million in cap right now. Right now, $34 million in cap. We are the top seven. We have the most. We're within the top 7 of having the most cap heading into this year's free agency. Top 7. We're number 7. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're number 7. We have $34 million. Although, yes, on paper doesn't seem like a lot, especially when you're talking about millions and millions of dollars when you're doing these deals. But the truth of the nature here is that if we're having a San Francisco 49er team that, let's be honest, they do have a better roster than us. That's the truth, right? They have a better roster than us. That's true. San Francisco 49ers had upwards of $5 million, something like that, $5 million. And they still managed to get Javon Hargrave, ladies and gentlemen. They still managed it. Why? Because the owner has money. Now, does Michael Bidwell have money? Yeah, he's a billionaire. He's got money, right? It may be some things that are tied into a little bit of too much things, right? Like those dumb extensions that he ended up doing, right? Cliff Kingsbury, Steve Keim, right? Those extensions. So we might be dealing with a situation right now where he probably is pretty broke right now because of all the mistakes that he has done before. But we have a team in the San Francisco 49ers that had about $5 to $6 million to use in this year's free agency. They got Javon Hargrave, ladies and gentlemen. They got Javon Hargrave. And you know one thing that I want to say very, very explicitly here. This is the exact same thing I said about last year. Why aren't we doing anything? Why isn't the Arizona Cardinals going out and signing people to make this team better? This is exactly what I said about last year. And of course, we got the same people that are out there now coming out and saying, well, this is rebuild mode now. Although, yes, I understand this is rebuild year, right? We understand that. But does it mean that $34 million in cap that you have just doesn't go anywhere? You still want to win games. This ain't a tanking season. This is a rebuilding season, which means that you still want to win games, whether you have a good roster or you don't have a good roster. You still want to go put your best effort out there and actually win games. Kyler Murray is going to come back sometime in October. We don't know the date, right? It seems like it's trending sooner. Maybe not, maybe later. We don't know. We need a quarterback to back up Kyler Murray. We need a punter. We need a kicker. We have so many different holes for this Arizona Cardinal team right now. So many. Now, to debunk the people that are saying, well, this is year one. We don't want to make big splash plays. You don't need to make a big splash play. You don't need to. You can get people on the cheap on day one, and nobody would blink an eye at you. Nobody would say, oh, huh. It just means that we're going out there and being aggressive, right? Now, granted, yes, Jawan Taylor might not have been attainable. We understand that, right? Now, I wanted Jawan Taylor, but thinking about it realistically, it's not attainable, and I understand that, right? And just like I said on my free agent videos, we're not going to go out there and make big splash plays. We're not going to do that, and I'm fully aware. But the thought of the Arizona Cardinals coming here and we're 6 hours in and still not doing anything is wild. Is wild to me. And I still remember the conversation last year, and especially because it has to be in the Twitter world. Let me tell you right now, Twitter is perfect for the people that love to hide behind a keyboard because they just go out there and spit some darn venom out there. I said this last year. Why aren't we doing anything? And what people said was that Cliff Kingsbury and Steve Keim was the guy. They know exactly what they're doing. They need to be able to get this, figured out. We're going to run it back again. How did that run back go again, right? How did that work out? A 4-win season. We were terrible. When we called it in the offseason, why didn't we do anything? We're only as bad as the things that we don't do. We're only as bad as that. If the Arizona Cardinals don't do anything, then we're going to be triple bad. If the Arizona Cardinals go out there and actually do something, we might stand a fighting chance. And I mean a fighter's chance. I'm not saying we're Super Bowl bound. No, we're not. I'm not oblivious to say we're Super Bowl bound. No, we're not. But we've seen teams go with a brand new coach. We've seen teams. Last year, there was 10 new head coaches. 5 of those head coaches made it to the playoffs. 5. And now that we got Jonathan Gannon, Cardinal fans are almost sleeping. Cardinal fans are now starting to say, we're in rebuild mode. Rebuild mode, Mike. This is what we need to do. Why has the narrative changed now about building in the draft when I said this 2 or 3 years ago? Why is the narrative changing now? We knew that we should be building from the draft. We knew that. We knew this darn well. The Arizona Cardinals should be building from the draft, and that's factual. This year doesn't change it because we're in rebuilding mode. That's how you're supposed to build a team. Build from the draft. That's how you're supposed to build it. So my question is, why aren't we doing a darn thing? We have so many holes, and I mean holes for days. We got teams with no cap. And I'm not trying to say no cap like the kids are saying no cap these days. No, I'm saying there's teams with literally $5 million in cap room, and they're making it happen. Why? Why is our rebuild different than other people's rebuild? Why? And why are we accepting our rebuild to be different than other people's rebuild? Why? Why is expectations so darn low for this Arizona Cardinal organization that we projected that this was supposed to happen and we don't expect anything from the Arizona Cardinals? I still want to win next year. I don't care what anybody says. I still want to win games next year. I'm not tanking for Caleb Williams. If it happens, it happens. We suck. Okay. But if you don't do anything, you're only as bad as the things that you don't do. And why are the Cardinals not doing anything? Because we got the fan base backing this Arizona Cardinal team and being like, well, this is what they're supposed to do. Oh, shove it. Let me go ahead and get to this super chat here real quick. Everyone needs to calm down. Let's let things fall into place. This is the very first day where overpay happens. The Cardinals will get their free agents. Gotta hope. Well, I mean, that's what we're all hoping for, right? I think that's what we're all hoping for right now. We're all hoping that the Arizona Cardinals are going to be able to get this thing shipped right? The West is what we're trying to attain, right? The West is what we're trying to go for. Maybe not this year, but a 1 to 2, 3 win season is not something that I'm going to be willing to accept. Kyler Murray is a franchise quarterback, and if he only gives us 4 or 5 wins next year, or 3 or 4 wins next year, we're setting him up to fail. Because we already heard the noise. We already heard the noise of the Kyler Murray people that are 50% saying get rid of Kyler. No, I'll say 25%. Let's say 25, 30%. 25 to 30% of people saying get rid of Kyler Murray. He sucks. He's a bum. He's terrible, blah, blah, blah. This is only going to further evaluate people not wanting him here and getting a Caleb Williams. So the Arizona Cardinals aren't really doing any favors to Kyler Murray, in my mind. Because Kyler Murray is coming back in October, right? Whether it's the beginning, the middle, the end. He still has at least 10 games coming his way. Are we not trying to compete with Kyler Murray? Are we literally going to have him sit out the entirety of the year? Are we really not going to go ahead and put him out there? We need pieces. We need pieces to be a contending team. Let me get to my guy, No F Skives. I'm starting to think Michael is a problem. No, well, I mean, honestly, this is the truth. Yeah, it is the problem. It is. There's nobody that should say anything else, right? Monty Ossenfort, this is his first year. This is Monty Ossenfort's very first year. Michael Bidwell is the problem. Factual. It is. It's the truth. We got a guy that owns the Arizona Cardinals that loves to do things on the cheap. He loves to promote within. This year, he gave us something different, which I'm absolutely gracious and grateful for what Michael Bidwell has done and actually going outside the organization. I'm so glad he did so. So glad. I couldn't imagine coming into the season with VJ. I couldn't imagine it. But for the same people that are saying we're rebuilding, if we got Sean Payton, let me ask the people, if we got Sean Payton and didn't get Jonathan Gannon, are we rebuilding then? Are we rebuilding then if we got Sean Payton? Tell me, are we rebuilding? Because right now, as far as I know, DeAndre Hopkins is still on our team. One of the best wide receiving cores, right? DeAndre Hopkins, Marquise Hollywood-Brown, when healthy, great. Greg Dortch, Rondell Moore. If Sean Payton got this job, are we rebuilding? No, right? Or some people say yes. What's the answer? We're not, right? If Sean Payton got this job, we're not rebuilding. What changed? What changed? If Sean Payton got this job, are we rebuilding? What changed? Jonathan Gannon? It's the same thing. Right now, the Arizona Cardinals, and like I said a little earlier, for the new people coming here, appreciate you for being here, by the way. We're not saying go after Jawan Taylor, Javon Hargraves, and get all these big names out there. We're not saying that. That's not something that we're saying here. What we're saying is, why aren't we doing anything? Why? Now, free agency, like I said a little earlier, this is only the start. This is only the start of free agency right here. So, there's still more room to be told, right? I don't buy into the narrative that this is the year that people overpay. To me, you can still get somebody and not overpay them. If there's no value out there, now, are they going to accept it? No, they're not going to accept it, right? Or that they want to wait it out? Probably, right? Maybe the Cardinals do have some offers out there and they're not the highest offers. That might be a situation too. Maybe the Cardinals do have offers, but the players are like, let's give it a little bit. Let's give it a little bit, because it does take two to tango, right? It's not just like, Cardinals, I want you, you're my girlfriend. No, it doesn't work that way. It's the players need to want to come here as well, and they need to get to a mutual contract. So that might be a situation. The Cardinals might have some offers out there, but we might just have players just say, okay, give me a second. Let's chill. Let's wait for a little bit. Let's see if there's anybody else out there. Let's see if there's anybody else out there. So right now, being that DeAndre Hopkins is on this organization only makes me feel like, why completely tank? Like, if we did get a Jacoby Brissett, I think the Arizona Cardinals can still win. Let's say Kyler's gone 6 games. Let's just put a number out there. Jacoby Brissett can at least win 2 of those games. At least 2 or 3. Let's say we're 2-4. Kyler Murray comes back, and then we're talking about something completely different. Rebuilds are different in the NFL. Rebuilds are different in the NFL than they are in the MLB, than they are in the NBA. They're different. They absolutely are different. I would like to see some moves, personally. Something. Put a trash can. put a trash can, under contract. And let's see if this culture changes. Let's see if this is going to be in the right direction here, right? Because like I said, this is Monty Yosenfort right here. This is it. You want to sell tickets? You want people to get season tickets again? You want people to get excited about the 2023 season? This is where you got to do it, right here. If Sean Payton was a head coach, I almost promise you, most people wouldn't have the same tune. I almost promise you. Right now, it's hindsight. So asking people that question if Sean Payton was here is a little hard to ask, because I know people are going to be very biased in the way they answer it. Because if Sean Payton took this job and the Arizona Cardinals were heading to the 2023 season, although rebuilding, yes, is still going to be, we wouldn't be saying, oh, this was what the Cardinals should be doing, right? Don't get anybody, Cardinals. Don't get anybody. $34 million. It's not like we have a lollipop and $7 million in the bank. We had $34 million. 34. So maybe Zach Allen. Maybe Zach Allen has been put in an offer, right? Maybe we do want to get them both back. Maybe they're like, wait, let's wait just a second there, Cardinals. Maybe this truly is going to come down to, maybe nobody wants to play for us. Who knows, right? Or let's see who's going to be willing to give me the most. It's smart. I get it. If I was a player, I would probably do the same darn thing. Loyalty doesn't get you anything in this league. That's factual. I'm an Arizona Cardinal fan. That's where my loyalty leads. Players come and go. So this is where we're at right now. After day 1 of free agency last year, I specifically remember saying the same darn thing I said this year. Only narrative has changed is we got a completely different coach, and now we're rebuilding. Couple things that happened here in the NFL. There has been the report of Aaron Rodgers back and forth. Seems like Trey Wingo says one thing, and then Ian Rappaport says another thing. Now, we know that Aaron Rodgers is basically Aaron Rodgers right now loves to be very secretive. That's a known fact. Aaron Rodgers loves himself. Cool. That's great, right? He seems like a cool dude. Chillax, cool dude, whatever. We don't 100% know if he's going to the Jets. Trey Wingo said yes, it's confirmed, and then we have Ian Rappaport saying like, no, I didn't see anything about it. So maybe they're just waiting to get to the logistics done, right? Maybe they're just waiting to get all the little things done as we go. So what we want to do here, there's another player that got signed. We got the Titans plan to sign former Eagles Andre Dillard per Schultz report. Okay, I want to take a look at one thing. Here real quick, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. The Titans right now, guess how much the Titans had before free agency? The Titans had $15 million. 15. They don't have a quarterback. Yes, they have Ryan Tannehill. Is that really a good quarterback? I mean, it's a bridge, right? He's a bridge quarterback. Right? They just signed defensive tackle Andre Dillard, and they had $15 million. The Cardinals right now they're the 7th. They have the 7th most cap space. 7th most cap space. Nothing. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and open up the phone lines here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to open up a round table situation here where we get people coming in here and giving us your take on this whole situation. If you guys want to go ahead and let me know in the chat, if you guys want to kind of jump on here and kind of let me know your own spiel, how you guys are feeling about it and everything like that. Because what I really wanted to do on this specific live stream is talk about obviously what's happening with the Cardinals, but I also want to get your guys' take. You already heard from me. So I want to know what you guys have to say. I'm putting the link right now here in the chat. If this is your first time here, obviously do me a huge favor. Smack the like button on this video. Do it for the channel. Smack it up. I'm going to put a link here in the chat below. It's super simple. Click on the link. Jump on through. That's it. I want to make a round table type of setting thing where we might have multiple people kind of come in here to kind of talk back and forth pertaining to the Arizona Cardinals. So please keep in mind that you're under the understanding that when people obviously are together, it might get a little, maybe not, right? Maybe not. We don't know. But we are going to do an open kind of round table setting here. So the link has been posted right there, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make sure I go ahead and actually pin it real quick. 1 second. The link has been posted. Deus, I see you right there. Give me 1 second there, Deus. 1 second. Where did that link go? Okay, let me post it again because I obviously can't find it anymore. All right, pinning the link right now, ladies and gentlemen, has been pinned at the very top. This is going to be a round table type of setting. So if you're one person here, come on through. No worries. Let me get to this. Let me get to Deus' super chat here real quick. $34 million is for the facility maintenance and for free food for the players. Whatever is left, we use for unknown, untested kickers, go cards. Thanks for free food. Love it, man. Appreciate it. Okay, let's get this going here. Let's get Soul Pancakes in here right now, and then we will listen to like about a minute, and we'll get everybody kind of coming in. So, Soul Pancakes, you were live on the Easy Sports Fan on YouTube. Hope you're not driving, but let me know. Thumbs up. Are you good? Oh, you are driving. Oh, Lord. Okay. What's up, brother? You're good?
I'm hands-free, so I mean, obviously not hands-free off my steering wheel, but what I mean is like I don't need to like hold up my phone, so I'm fine.
Okay, cool. All right, man. Go ahead and talk to me. How are you feeling? I'll give you about a minute or so, and I'll kind of keep bringing people in.
We need to be patient, like especially because of the fact that like with everything that like came out, especially with the new coaching staff and everything having to be a factor, like the report that we just had, and the like, came out, exactly what's been happening with the organization. Like sometimes these things like they just take like hours to days, and sometimes it can even take a week for us to even figure out what's going on. So just gotta kind of keep even keel because there's other organizations that are like going through the same issue as well. They haven't made any big moves or anything. So I mean, we're in competition with them.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah. So I apologize for all the new people that are here. I muted you guys on just FYI. I will unmute you guys once you kind of get through. But basically, so you're basically patience is a virtue. Is what you're saying right now. Do you see Zach Allen or Byron Murphy coming back?
I don't think I see either of them coming back. I'd love to have one or the other or both, but I don't think either of them are coming back. I think we have a better chance of re-signing Byron Murphy, but there's a market for him, so he's going to be on the same route as like a Christian Kirk type of person where We kept him for 4 years. He's a Valley person. He might be going to greener pastures. I mean, his versatility it's big. He actually showed what he could do in the boundary, and that's a really good thing for him.
Gotcha. Perfect. We got some more people coming in here. Let's get some more people chiming in. And I 100% understand Snow Pancakes. If you need to go, I understand you're driving. So just obviously stand by. RC3, let me know, man. How are you feeling? Got the red book. You are muted, by the way.
Okay, sorry. I was calling an audible. My bad. Yeah. So back to what I was saying about. Did anybody really have the idea that we was really going to like the playoffs or Super Bowl this year?
Super Bowl, no.
Well, can I give you a great scenario about something? What if the Cardinals trade back to go with the Colts, take their second pick, right? Trade D-Hop and a second round to get Jerry Jeudy from Denver. What do you think?
I mean, I wouldn't hate it. No, I don't.
Younger, cheaper, faster, young, all in the scenario. Byron Murphy, you could keep him. Dean just got signed for $13 million, and he played a better season than I forgot his name already because he's not on our team no more. Byron Murphy. Then you got Zach Allen. It took J.J. Watt to come there for him to have a little bit of confidence to get a little bit better. And who's to say that he loses his confidence now J.J.'s not there? Who's he going to go alongside with if he goes to the Texans? It sounds like he's going to the same steps J.J. Watt going to if he goes back over there, right? We don't need him. Get him out the way. More money for us. We're sitting here. We're going with these fifth-year options, wondering are they going to be greater in their sixth year? If they sat here and wasted their time and did horrible with us the first 4 to 5 years with us, why are we getting mad that they did better their 6th year? The only thing they're going to do is now just find a bigger contract. They only playing because the fact is we never had a good coach. We never had a good regime. We never had a good studio, no equipment, no gym, no nothing. Everything right now is just totally messed up. So now people seeing it into the limelight, they're like, I don't think I want to be here anymore. I don't like the style. I don't like the play. They don't have no type of identity. You got to look at that. So when Cardinal fans clearly get mad about certain stuff, one start from the fans. Y'all like to get new uniforms before new players, which sucks. Y'all need to get that in order. We don't need no uniforms. Right now, we should be playing with red trash bags on the field because that's how we're playing right now. Trash. So we got to get better. So let's go to that scenario. And I had a good prediction from a friend. This is a do or die year for Kyler Murray. So even if you give him an O-line, sorry guys for holding you up. I'm gonna go on mute because I got more in this notebook.
Give me a second. Let me see if I can get my guy over here. Is it Uterit? Okay, go ahead. You're good, man.
It's I like how we're not picking up anybody yet. You know, it might sound weird, but it's like us is like patience, and I guess this regime's gonna do is just get like the low guys, like the
Hey man, just real quick, you're very, very choppy. If you want to come back in and come back out, or let's try that just because it's super choppy. Let's get my guy BBH. BBH, man, what's up, brother? Talk to me. How you feeling? You should be unmuted now. Go ahead.
Do you guys hear me now or no?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. All right, so honestly, I'm kind of glad we haven't signed anyone yet because, well, I'm not glad nor upset at the same time because, one, this is a whole new culture with Monty and a new head coach and staff. So I kind of figured this was going to happen because there's a whole new culture. We don't know what's really going to happen. So with that being said, they're probably seeing this as our actual rebuild year. Definitely get more wins than we did last year. But next year, with probably keep some of that cap that we have now and make some moves next year, that way we can actually make a push. That way they can see a test of what the coaching staff can do, what type of plans they have, or maybe they're even restructuring contracts. That way they're not signing any big moves to see if we can try to get more money in the cap. And possibly they're waiting on the DeAndre Hopkins. So they're probably seeing offers to see what they can do and see if they can get more money off of that too. And all things, I think there's a lot of factors happening. So I'm not too upset about today, but I want some moves happening at least by Wednesday. Because that's when the actual free agency starts. and that's when everything will start picking up pace. So I'm hoping by at least the end of the day of Wednesday, I want to see some type of moves happening with the trade or DeAndre Stain, or if we get players signed. Because in reality, I'm fine if Zach Allen leaves, because this draft is really defensive heavy, especially the line. It's very, very heavy, and we can literally get another Zach Allen or potentially a whole new Chandler Jones or J.J. Watt, because this draft is pretty heavy on the defensive side of the ball.
Real quick, BBH, your mic is like really robotic. I'm not sure if you could take the mics or like the headphones off. Maybe that could help out, but it's like super robotic. And I think the people in the chat are like, I got to mute this because this is sounding pretty bad. Just FYI.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, my guy. I know you told me the name. It just was muted at the time. Go ahead.
Sorry, is it better now?
Oh, way better. Night and day.
Way better? All right, sorry.
You're good.
I agree that we shouldn't bring back Zach Allen. Like, I mean, he did pretty good this year, multiple batted down passes, some sacks. I think we shouldn't bring him back because I think we need that cap space. So with Murphy, because Murphy's kind of injury prone. Like, I love Murphy, don't get me wrong, but he's like injury prone. I think that we should build off the draft, basically, and the DeAndre Hopkins trade. And then also build off of preseason, because like in preseason, people let people go and we could just pick them off, like the wire and stuff, even though that might sound really weird. Yeah, this free agency is kind of boring. I'm not going to lie. Like I was kind of expecting a lot more. I was like, man, when is like Arizona going to make a move or something? Like, I think we should build an offensive line for Kyler. I know it sounds choppy. We need some protection for him. But most of all, I think we should build a defensive line so it gets pressure, and more pressure comes and it's more turnovers.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. Just one thing, I guess I remember the other reason why I made that face, and I apologize about making that face. I remember when Steve Keim said that was his plan because we have the number one waiver wire. That didn't work. That's just disaster waiting to happen. Question for let's go back here to RC3. I know you have a little book right there. If anybody needs to leave, please by all means don't feel like you're obligated to stay. Just FYI, we're just gonna keep it going. Make sure people are here.
My fault.
All right, RG3, go ahead.
This Modelo has been sponsored by Steve Keim.
There it is.
So, back, I was listening to what you're saying. I don't want to draft another Zach Allen. I really don't. I would take a Will McDonald. Give me one of him. I forgot the other guy named from Michigan. Give me him, because the guy actually had like 13, 14 sacks, and they were double teaming him. You give me that. I don't want no receivers from this draft class. They all suck. Like, with the quarterbacks that they have, they still were trash. It was a lot of drop passes people were not looking at. They all the same size as Hollywood Brown. There's like only like 5 receivers that's in there that's about over 6 feet that's in this draft.
Yeah.
So you got punt returners for days. I mean, if you want to bring back a reincarnation of Devin Hester, be my guest. But besides that fact, you still got your offensive line to still work on. Everybody loves John Michael Schmitz. I still don't think he's the answer. Okay. I like Luke Weifler better. I did my homework. I like Steve Iva, I think his name is, from TCU too. Mm-hmm. I like him as well. I like and my thing is this. I also look at the fact of, if we do trade, who's to say the Texans doesn't get Will Anderson? And they be like, this draft class, oh, this stinks. Let me go get Will Anderson and we'll just try again next year. And Cardinals say, hey, let's just stack up on some picks.
Yeah.
We can still get a Christian Gonzalez that helps out the Byron Murphy's situation. And we can still get 2 defensive ends. Is not what he wanted, I like Murphy, but he just got not Byron Murphy, the other Murphy, the defensive
Miles
end.
Murphy.
I don't want to get them mixed up because it's
Yeah.
So the thing is, I like the reach. I like what they were saying about him. However, he gets a slow start off the push when he plays. So it's like he's a mauler more than he is a blitzer. So he comes in afterwards. But I don't like right now. This is not a retooling. This is a rebuilding. Even if Sean Payton was on this team, this would be robbery.
Because of Sean Payton like being screwed with the roster?
Yeah, because who's to say, like, right, this is the clue I wanted to give you right here.
Mm-hmm.
If D-Hop was the person fighting for Sean Payton to stay, to be with the Cardinals, And now they're not here, and now he wants to leave. What other team he wants to go? They have the coach, they have the quarterback. I mean, we all know about Patrick Mahomes or whatever. Like, okay, that's an easy Super Bowl. But I just seen them just drop some money down on Juwan Taylor.
Yeah, but I mean, Sean Payton or not, we're not. If Sean Payton was here, we're not Super Bowl bound. That was factual. We knew that. The fact is that if you get rid of DeAndre Hopkins, it's rebuild central. 100%. This thing is full blown rebuild. Let's get this thing going. Rebuild, right? I think we all understand that. But since DeAndre Hopkins is still here, and yes, I agree. We don't know. There might be a lot of stuff in the background that's going on with DeAndre Hopkins. He doesn't want to be in an organization that's not going to win a Super Bowl. He's 30. He's 30. Go ahead.
I don't think it's the organization. I just think he doesn't want to play with Kyler anymore.
Oof. There it is. Oh, there it is. No, that's fair.
I just think he doesn't want to play with Kyler anymore. Remember, he argued with Cliff and he went to DeAndre. He said, hey, I'm the one that made you better. Sit down.
Let's get to that topic. Stand by. We're gonna get to that topic here soon. Appreciate you. Thanks for bringing it up. But let me get Deus in here real quick, and then AZ fan. So Deus first, and then we will talk about that Kyler situation. I promise. What's up, Deus?
Hey, how's it going, Mike?
Good, man. Good. How are you feeling about what's going on?
Mixed emotions, because I think that we are kind of playing it a little bit conservative and safe, but at the same time, I'm thinking about our run defense and lack thereof. So I think we had the more of a pass defense oriented defensive line and linebackers, but I really think that what was killing us was the running game of the opposition, where they would just eat the clock up and you couldn't even get our offense on the field. And then when they were shut out, 3 and out. So I just think we really need some thick boys up front to just stop the run. The run stoppers like the Patriots had in the Super Bowl runs, where they had these big meaty boys just stuffing the holes and running backs weren't running up and gashing them in the middle. I think we need something like that, because right now we have linemen that can bat down passes and get in your face, but they're not tackling. They're not punishing the running back and making him take a second thought about running up the middle.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think, offensive line. Oh man, that's perfect. Exactly. We need to build an offensive line for sure. That's the thing. I don't think that I like Juwan Taylor, but don't get it twisted. I didn't think we stood a snowy chance in hell to get Juwan Taylor. But yeah, to me, seeing he got left, it hurts. It sucks. It sucks that he left. But I think understandably, we didn't have a chance of actually getting him. But I still do want to get at least a player or two. It doesn't have to be a big splash. And I get it. It's day one. It's day one, right? Patience is a virtue. I understand that. But I just don't want to find ourselves in the situation again by having 3 wins, 4 wins, and then going back to, this was rebuilding anyways, because that's just the same crap we're hearing over and over again. So let me get to AZ fan real quick, and then we'll jump into that topic of Kyler Murray, because I know the chat is chopping at the bit, and then we got my guy RC3 who wants to talk about Kyler. So go ahead, AZ fan.
All right. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, cool. So, I mean, I kind of expected free agency to go this way to start out for the Cardinals. I mean, I think it's more so Monty and them trying to look the lay of the land, right? Who's getting who's paying what sort of deal. And if I'm being honest, I still want the Cardinals to hopefully go after Calais Campbell. I mean, yeah, he may be a little older, but here's the thing is that he's a veteran. He's a proven veteran. And if we're talking about big meaty boys being on the defensive line, Calais Campbell's proved it. So I think that would be a good pickup. And of course, talking about Zach Allen and Byron Murphy, it's going to suck that they're going to go, because that's the feeling. I think they're going to leave. I think they're going to go somewhere else. It's just trending that way. And yeah, I mean, if the Texans do pick, if they pick Will Anderson ahead of us, it's going to be very upsetting, because that's the guy that we all want. I know almost every single Cardinals fan wants Will Anderson, but it's the fact of the matter is, how is it going to play out? I mean, right now, free agency wise, it's very interesting so far. And I just hope that the Cardinals do some smart pickups, not stupid, crazy pickups. I mean, there's some players out there that are how did the 49ers get Javon Hargraves for the deal that they got with the cap space that they had? That's what I'm saying is they're this is the day where everybody gets overpaid. So then as the days go on, then we start seeing, okay, what other people are still, because I mean, we still have James Bradbury out there still that people are saying, hey, the Cardinals may go after him still. Marcus Epps is another one. from the Eagles defense, and we still have the lineman from the Tennessee Titans. So there's still some good free agents out there. It's just they're waiting and seeing what the market's looking like. I think it's a smart move to just wait and play it out, because I know we're all excited. We all want something to happen, big change. Let it play out. Let the pieces fall where they fall, and the Cardinals will pick up what they need to pick up. So I think we just, like how Aaron Rodgers said about the Packers, just relax, stay calm. Let's just wait it out. Let's see what happens, and then we go from there.
Yeah, no, that's fair. No, I definitely, and I think you made some very valid points there. My fear, and like I said, I mean, I'm a very special fan. If you guys don't know me already, right, I'm very over the top, a little dramatic, some might say. So to me, if you have a guy out there that you want, aka James Bradbury, why? And I'm not saying Cardinals want them. I'm just putting it out there. Why wait until a possible team to swipe them? Maybe I get it. Maybe an overpay would be there, but if that's the guy that you want, wouldn't you rather go after and get him? Because I don't think James Bradbury is going to get them like a huge bag. He's 30 years old, 29, 30 years old. So like if it is somebody like that, which I'm on board with, getting players like that to bring in with them under the understanding that, hey, like I'm not going to get paid that much. I think I might have answered my own question. Maybe they're betting on themselves. Never. I think I might answer my own. Maybe they're betting on themselves. Never mind. Okay, so let's move on here to the Kyler Murray thing. Let's move over to the Kyler Murray. Let's talk about it. If you guys don't want to get involved in this topic, that's fine. I respect it. I understand that when people talk about this topic, people come out very, very protective of Kyler. So whoever wants to go first, either raise of hands or start talking. We got my guy pointing. Are you saying RC3? Okay, cool. RC3. All right, man. Let's get you to jump up here. You talk to us, man. How do you feel about Kyler?
I gotta get Colin to pay this tab, man. Sheesh. It's gonna be a rough season, but we can talk about Kyler Murray. Let's talk about what Kyler Murray did for the Arizona Cardinals, along with DeAndre Hopkins. When they're both on the field, we have an undefeated record. But for some reason, they blame Cliff Kingsbury for half the season because Kyler Murray or DeAndre Hopkins decides to get hurt. Then the other person decides to get hurt. And then when they play in the playoffs, what happens? They get destroyed. So, and they claim that they were hurt. So Kyler Murray, they say, oh, he needs to grow up. I agree. But the thing is, to me, he never had the coaching or leadership that was around him. But I think that Jonathan Gannon is tired of him. But he's dealing with him right now because there's not an aspect right now that catches his eye like how he wants to. Of course, he wants to deal with DeAndre Hopkins. We need to get what we need to get for him. They go like, hey, the guy got PEDs. Then he got injured, but the year before that. Had we ever had a full season with DeAndre Hopkins to do his full potential with the Arizona Cardinals? I can wait.
Year one, I'm trying to think. So rookie year, Kyler, he wasn't here. 2020, did he miss games in 2020? I'm drawing a blank. Obviously, 2021 he did. He did miss 2020.
Ooh, okay. I got another one.
Go ahead.
When we had a full year that Kyler Murray played the whole season.
That's true. No, that's factual. That's true. I know that for sure that he hasn't played a full year.
Oh, so we're gonna wait till Rondale Moore comes back. When did he have a full season? I got another one. We traded for Hollywood Brown. When did he have a full season? Oh, I got another one. Rodney Hudson played more games than Kyler Murray.
Is that true? Is that wait, more games like in his career, or you're talking about what do you mean?
Yeah, in his career. That's bad. Career? I'm gonna tell you why. It's because Hudson been stealing our money for 2 years.
Oh yeah. True.
All of us could have got paid for Arizona to do what he did. I would love to stay home and drink beer and talk about the Cardinals as my favorite team.
Yeah.
We doing that now.
Exactly, right. I got my water.
Exactly. So my thing is, let's hold DJ Humphries. He's a Pro Bowler or whatever like that. If the rest of the offensive line is not playing as well to par, how do we know what DJ Humphries can actually do if he doesn't have the other side blocking like him?
Yeah, it's the whole pieces that need to work. Mm-hmm.
Will Hernandez, no. Ford, give me my pick back. Give me my pick back for Hudson too. Like we worry so much of finesse in Houston by giving up David Johnson, his kneecaps, to get DeAndre Hopkins over here, right? And what did we get in return? A Hudson that goes on vacation and a leave of absence for 2 years. A Cody Ford that was like the fourth stringer for Buffalo offensive line. So we just love giving picks away for minimum wage players that have one good block.
Trayvon Mullen. Don't forget about him. We traded for him. This man didn't do a darn thing for us.
I'm sorry. The guy that wants Calais Campbell back, I love Calais Campbell, but he's 144 years old. And if we bring him back, we might as well bring back Aeneas Williams too.
I mean, we brought back J.J. Watt. What's the age difference between them? I mean,
J.J. Watt came here because he loves to retire here. Terrell Suggs came here because he would love to retire here. We get all the players to come into their wonder years because it's a great place to live and retire. I love golf. Have you heard any player that say I came here because of football?
Yeah.
I came because we have great golf, nice scenery, great homes, excellent taxes, very good. But you never heard them say because of the State Farm Stadium. You never heard them say anything because of the coaching, the weight room, how we being treated. Nothing. We only hear the basic things is because of retirement. So we are the retirement spot for. This is why I say don't get no old players. Let them earn it. I told you, I'm going to send an email in and tell them let the Cardinals play in red trash bags this season with a helmet.
Our new unis, huh? All right, let's get AZ Fan up in here. AZ Fan, go ahead, man. You're up.
All right. Hey, no, I think one thing is like, yeah, Calais Campbell is old, but the thing is he's also proven. So that's why I go with that. But here's the thing with Kyler Murray. He was set up for failure from the get-go. I mean, you put in, like, literally, who was it? Undisputed Show, they literally talked about this. They said Cliff Kingsbury literally lost his way into a job. Like, nobody else is picking him up other than USC, and all of a sudden the Cardinals come calling like, hey, Cliff Kingsbury, come coach this team. Come be a head coach for Kyler Murray because your marriage as with you being the coach and him being the quarterback is going to be perfect. Never worked out for the reasons it did. Steve Keim, literally the wrong GM hire since day one. I mean, he's been terrible. I mean, yeah, other than the good trades that he had, like D-Hop, and that's it. That's the only thing he did. He drafted terribly. The good linemen that we had, here's the thing. With a quarterback like Kyler Murray, he gets hurt because he has a terrible line. Why in the heck do we bring back Max Garcia? Think about that.
Trash.
If any quarterback has no line, they're never going to succeed in any level of football. If you look at from Pee Wee all the way up, no quarterback is going to survive without a good line. It's just point blank. I mean, Rodney Hudson, yeah, it was a mistake that we traded for him because he literally didn't do anything at all whatsoever. So you have to have a good offensive line for your quarterback to be successful. And I'm bringing this up because Kyler Murray had a great offensive line at Oklahoma, and he was able to throw on the side and in the middle. You got to look at the film. I mean, he literally brought back Oklahoma against Alabama. So, and he never got hurt because he had a great line. But then when he came to the Cardinals, what happened? He got hurt. Why? Because we had terrible linemen, Justin Pugh, Max Garcia, Billy Price. Are you kidding me? Look at those snaps that went over his head.
Sean Harlow. Ugh.
Yeah, oh gosh, Sean, don't even remind me of Sean Harlow. That was terrible. But that's what I'm saying, though, is if you don't have a good line, you're never going to succeed. If you don't have great coaching, you're never going to succeed. If you don't have a great GM, you're never going to succeed. Look what happened with the 49ers. Look what happened with the Chiefs. Look at these teams that are going to the playoffs almost every single year. So now that we have a new GM, that we have a new head coach, we got to see. I mean, is it smokescreen that Jonathan Gannon said, oh, I came here because Kyler Murray was here? We don't know. We don't know until it's proven in season.
True.
So that's what I'm saying is we got to wait. It's a wait and see sort of game, you know, and I still back Kyler Murray. I still do. Yeah, he needs some growing up to do. He really does. But he has the esque of what he was in college. You can't doubt that. So we got to give him a chance under a new regime, under new coaching. Let's see what happens. Give him the tools that he needs to succeed. I think we need to draft some good linemen, right? Or even get some ones in free agency. After that, then we see what happens. If Kyler sucks this year, then yeah, he's out.
Exactly. And I think that's what the situation that we're in right now, right? And but it's the team. Sorry, the team. That's the thing. Like we're kind of Like, if this is rebuild, are we really like setting Kyler up for success? Like, think about it. This is rebuild. And then we're going to judge Kyler on not putting anything around him because this is all rookies. Like, there's two sides of the coin to the storyline that we're seeing here, which although me, you, AZ, we're on the same wavelength, man. I'm backing Kyler all the way as well. But this next year is pivotal. And I mean pivotal for Kyler Murray to come out here and make some difference with what, a 10-game sample? Because the 30% is going to get to 50 to 60 to 70 to 80% until we find our way out of Kyler Murray. And that's one of the main reasons where, yes, okay, we're rebuilding, but what are we doing for Kyler Murray? Are we setting him up for success? If we get rid of DeAndre Hopkins, what then? Kyler has 3 wide receivers under the size of 5'10", and he's not in a situation to succeed. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, that's the thing is, we get rid of D-Hop, he's not going to succeed. We need a receiver over 6 foot tall. I mean, we can't win with Greg Dortch. We can't win with Marquise Brown. We can't win with Rondo. We can't. So I think it's a smart, if these 2 days go by, because they're saying, oh, D-Hop might get traded either today or tomorrow. If it doesn't happen, look to see that he's going to stay with his team. And I really think in his heart, he really wants to stay here. I mean, he loves it here. Like, he goes out and does a lot of community things with the community. He loves it with these kids and these people out here. That's why he stays here. And the other thing too, with Kyler Murray, he's actually here rehabbing. Like, he's here. You see a lot of the storylines, you see a lot of the videos. He's busting his butt.
Yeah.
This is the first. Like, I can say this right now. This is the first time I've ever seen Kyler Murray get really serious about anything. Like, he was actually for real.
Yeah.
So, but it's still a wait and see kind of game. But I still think, yeah, putting the pieces around him to be successful, because we can't just keep having these 7 to 10 game samples of him playing and all of a sudden, oh, he's hurt again. Look, there we go again.
Exactly.
Right? We can't keep having this narrative, and hopefully it changes in the next coming days where we sign people that we need. I mean, there's still a lot of great free agents out there. Let's see what they do. Like, I really hope they make it different.
Love it. All right, perfect. All right, let's move on here. Let's see, Deus, or correct me, I don't want to butcher your name. What was your name again?
My username's just U-Turds.
U-Turd. Okay. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It's my gamer tag. My bad.
Gotcha. Do you want to have any input on Kyler?
Yeah, like when we drafted Kyler, I was really excited to see what he became, and especially through year 1 to year 3, how he progressed instead of regressed like this season. Like, it was showing something special at the end of season 2 when they came short to come to the playoffs, but season 3 was really special because we ended up going like 11-6, I think, right? And
yep. Yes.
And I don't think Arizona set him up to fail that much. Like, I mean, yeah, there's some points they did, but others you saw like really like improvements from when he started and now. This season was like an off season for some reason. I don't know why we regressed. I don't know. I think he gets so much hate because like the Instagram scrubbing and all the reports of people like bashing him and stuff. Like, you don't know if it's true.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's very true. Deus, anything on you, man? Kyler. Oh, you're a mute, my guy. There you go.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag for me because there's times where I just want to go #fire K1, and there's times like, yeah, he is trying and whatnot, but he for the sample size he's given us so far, and considering what he's had to work with, it's like that's where I'm torn. It's like, okay, we know he's got the talent and everything, but he lacks the leadership. I mean, leadership's a big one. He's not exactly a leader of men, but then you can't go by just on leadership of men either, or else we would be with Tim Tebow or something, So it's almost like, if he could have those two things combined, then he would be a great QB and everything, and he'd have respect in the locker room. But as it is, I think he's lost respect in the locker room. And if you don't have respect in the locker room, you're just, you lost a team basically. So to me, it doesn't matter how much talent you have. If you lost respect in the locker room, you're not going to really be accomplishing too much, regardless of what your talent is.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I actually have something for you guys that I want to give you. Now, whether you guys want to believe it or not, I'll let you kind of give you a little intel in terms of what somebody told me after what Soul I was going to go for. Do you have any thoughts on Kyler, my guy?
Well, like, who was the guy that mentioned that we have to throw on the tape? Because I've watched possibly like 200 or 300 snaps just from this year alone. And there's some things that Kyler Murray is not doing well that has actually been something that he carried on from his rookie year that was never even something that was like fixed up or anything. And the problem is that like we gotta get to we gotta face it. The guy is very short, and defenses have figured out how to defend him, especially when they're now putting like two interior tackles to shade the outside of the guards, and they have a nose tackle up front. And what they do is they try to create that wall in front of them. And what linebackers are doing now is they're doubling up on the boundary receivers. So what the issue is now is that like now they don't really have to allocate anybody to defend any crossing routes from any slots, from any tight ends, because if he can't see the target, he's not going to throw that. That's the reason why they try to, like, if you look at his PFF like heat map, it's like a U. It's like boundaries to the back, maybe a little bit of dump offs over the middle, but that's how it's shaped. So like what I've been advocating for and I've been pushing for, I've been saying this for like years now, is going under center to be able to get him hopefully out in space. But he has to also get some trust when it comes to like how he has to work with the tight end, and especially with the slot receivers, because if they're testing them and trying to tell them like, hey, we're gonna like take away your boundary and you're gonna have to beat us over the middle. If they're trying to do that and push him towards doing that, he can't move the ball consistently if he keeps attacking the boundaries. And of course, we all know that like all the receivers that we seem to try to get or whatnot, it's just like 5'10" speedsters on the outside. Most of the time, that's not even the best type of receiver in the NFL. Most good receivers are like the route running possession type of receivers, and that's what he needs. And if he's going to be losing one of those this offseason, DeAndre Hopkins, that's what we need to retool. Most importantly of all, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to address that in free agency. Not sure if that's the thing, but at least we're unfortunately, this is not a very strong year for the wide receiver position. True. So when we had the chance, we didn't do it. And I'm not talking about CeeDee Lamb. I'm talking about DK Metcalf. Everybody brings back about CeeDee Lamb. DK Metcalf was a real miss right there. So that's the prototype that he needs. Somebody just, a big physical body type of receiver. But it comes down to Kyler, honestly. All these things that I'm noticing is like nobody's coming to his aid, unless it was Hollywood Brown, of course. That's his best friend. But no one's like saying like, hey, back the hell off of my quarterback. I don't like this disrespect. There's people that are kind of giving him some support, but it's not like anything that's like I'll die for this guy. So that's telling.
No, it is. No, honestly, great take. Honestly, I want to let you guys know what I know. Like I said, please take this with a grain of salt, because there's no backing to anything like that. And it might be one of those things where you're like, you heard it from the baby mama, sister, cousin, second cousin. Like, that's what it kind of feels like. But there was someone who reached out to me, and I'm not going to name any names or anything like that. I'm not going to say sources, but someone reached out to me on the DMs and said that they are related, or they know somebody who's related to Byron Murphy. And that Byron Murphy does not like Kyler. And the only way that he would stay with the Arizona Cardinals is the understanding that he is going to be getting the biggest payday with the Cardinals over any other team.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah. So there's that. Now, obviously, Christian Kirk is also another name that kind of comes up. I thought they had a really good relationship, right? And then we saw what his mom went ahead and put out. Great. No, a good quarterback to throw the ball to. So, I mean, the narrative is out there, right? The narrative is out there about everything that we're hearing, which is definitely very unfortunate. And like I said, I don't know how credible that is. It literally was told to me like that, like baby mama's second cousin. Literally, that's all it was told to me. So, but I do think that Byron Murphy is either going to stay with us because we pay him the most. He's not going to give us a hometown discount. Let's be honest. He's not. So I don't know. Soul is right on that. Nobody really is coming to the aid except for Hollywood. That's it. Buddha hasn't. Buddha's very involved in social media. You see him every once in a while, right? JJ Watt. Also, he was told in Dan Kirkpatrick, he didn't say no, but he also didn't say yes at the same time. So it's very vague there. Let me bring Jose in here. Jose, what's up, brother? Appreciate you coming in here. Let me get you involved in this this topic, this conversation, if you don't mind. It's about Kyler Murray. If you have any thoughts.
Look, yeah. So all right. So so just a brief story of kind of my little background. So basically, like, I live in Arizona. I've followed the Cardinals. I like the Cardinals, but I've also since I was a boy, believe it or not, I know you guys are gonna be like, oh my god, but I actually like the Jags. So I actually I've been able to see both sides, right?
Yeah.
So what's really cool is like I've seen the Trevor Lawrence success, and I've seen the Arizona success and the ups and downs. I've seen all of it. So me personally, kind of seeing like the both organizations, how they're both run and how they're both been obviously the Jags had a good year this year.
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to see what really is, or what really it takes. And so for me, I'll be honest, I'm not a big Kyler Murray fan. And I think going into his fifth year or sixth year, whatever that is, I just don't think I don't think you question when you're trying to resign a franchise quarterback, it should be there should be no hesitation,
Yeah.
no hiccups. It should just be like straight out, like, this is my franchise quarterback, and obviously numbers and negotiations, that's always going to go down on the table. But that's like kind of like a little hint for myself. Like if you're a
fair.
GM, if I'm GM, I shouldn't hesitate on signing my franchise quarterback at all. It should just be clear as day. So just the fact that they had hesitations, and then we all knew that they shouldn't resign Cliff Kingsbury, they shouldn't have resigned Kime. That I just feel like as far as the organized Arizona side, I feel like Michael Bidwell is just too buddy. So like it's kind of awkward. It's like firing your best friend, right? It's like awkward.
Yeah.
It's like, bro,
It is.
I have to let you go. Like it becomes awkward. So I feel like Bidwell is trying his best, but I feel like it's too involved. I think he should just let coaches coach and GMs do their job. And then as far as like the Jacksonville side, I found it really interesting. So right after the season, Trevor Lawrence was asked about how did Dougie P like impact him. He had probably one of the most worst rookie years that any rookie quarterback could have. Horrible. So Dougie P, Trevor Lawrence said that Dougie P didn't try to change anything. He came into the locker room and went directly to him and said, "Hey man, this team goes wherever you go. So it has to be through you. You are gonna lead them. You are gonna, and that's what it takes." We've seen with Cliff Kingsbury how far he took us. He took the Cardinals, which was an undefeated year, right? I think it was like 10 games, 11 games.
Yeah.
But it also shows you that you also need a quarterback to step up, so it can't be all the coach. I feel like, in my personal opinion, just exactly like the other guy said, I don't think Kyler Murray was set up to have an unsuccessful year. I think that was the whole point of Kingsbury. He was a perfect fit, quote unquote, the perfect fit, run the system, everything. Got him D-Hop, got him all these players. Nobody was complaining about the line. Nobody was complaining about the defense. Nobody was complaining about what's going on. And then we saw what happened on the field after that. Kyler Murray, when things started getting heat up, and these coaches are smart. After a while, they pick up on what you're good at and what you're not. So they're gonna make adjustments. Towards the middle of the season, towards the end of the season. So you start nitpicking at things that Kyler Murray isn't good enough, and we seen what happened. So and here's another thing. And sorry, I'm like rambling on.
You're good.
But here's another thing. Think about this. It's also kind of an ego thing. I think it's true. The rumors are true, in my personal opinion. Here's a dual athlete that got drafted in both Major League Baseball and got drafted in NFL. Don't you think that's a little type of like that's gonna boost your ego? If you always won all your life, high school, college, you walking in there and keep in mind, guys, for those that don't know, his dad, he's always trained with his dad. His dad was actually a QB for the Aggies, and that he was committed to them. They decommitted, and that's when he went to Oklahoma. He's always trained. His first 2 years, he spent time away from the facility. Now, me as a veteran in that locker room, especially if you're a rookie quarterback, one of the most important positions. I don't care if it's mandatory or not. You better be in that building and build rapport. Start getting to know your equipment managers, everybody, the people that are coming in there. Start building rapport. Start taking leadership, because that goes a long way. the first 2 years, we've all seen it. I think you reported on some of it where, he's not showing up to these meetings. Oh, but it's not mandatory. I don't care. You show up in that freaking building. You set the tone. Because these people it's one of the most important positions in all the football. So it's like, I feel like I think a lot of it comes from like he's not going to listen to a coach. Think about it. He's always been trained by his father, right? Things have always gone the right way with his father, right? By listening to his father, he's gotten number 1 pick overall. And he's also got number 9 pick in Major League Baseball. Dual threat. So think about this. What do you think is going to happen when somebody else is telling you to do something and it doesn't go how you think it is going to go?
Right.
He ain't going to listen to you. I'm not going to
Yeah.
listen to you. What
Yeah.
the hell? Like,
No, that's
that's why
fair.
we saw on national television the "F you, what the hell you doing?"
Right. No, that's fair. Here's the thing though. Like, I mean, I think there's truthers to Kyler Murray that like feel like he can do no wrong, right? We have a group of those, right? When you say something, there's like ants attack, right? We know that there's people out there exist. I'm not one of those. I'm not the one that thinks that Kyler Murray can't do wrong. I think the problem, at least my take on this whole situation, is that we had to unfortunately see what Kyler Murray is without a Cliff Kingsbury-led offense. And unfortunately, because we had to go for one more year, we shot ourselves in the foot because although, yes, the questions were always there underlying and it got like extended to this level, most people, because he got extended, this is why he got extended already, whether we like it or not. I was on board for it. I'm not going to lie. I was like, yeah, let's go. We need it, right? Maybe a mistake, probably. But we need to see what Kyler Murray looks like without or Cliff Kingsbury. That's why we're waiting for one more year. But go ahead, man. You had a question?
Yeah. If Kyler Murray was all that we think he is, why do other coaches opt out of the position? And why did other coaches say, you know what? I'd rather go with Russell Wilson?
Well, here's the thing, right? That's very valid. I think it also has a lot of to play with that. I don't think it's just Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson. Those are the decisions. I think money was a big factor as well. I think the right situation is a big factor. Michael Bidwell, like you said, doesn't allow his people to do what they need to do, right? If he's going to be the guy that's his hand in the cookie jar, you're going to go to the Denver Broncos over the Arizona Cardinals because full autonomy is important to Sean Payton. Important.
How do coaches lose their job? Based on the quarterback. They lose their job based on the quarterback. You know, they lose their job based on the quarterback, how they perform. And if you can't, yeah, you know, and my thing is like, I don't know. I just feel like for me personally, it's been this long for Kyler Murray to really, step up to the plate, and he hasn't done that. And I understand the logic and like, hey, let's see what he can do without him. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. The way everybody got excited at how everybody's talking about like, oh, Gannon's so excited to meet, Kyler Murray. I'll be honest. The body language to me doesn't speak that. So for me, I feel like Gannon. Because think about it, if you're a new head coach, a lot of it has to do with like that's why he's getting rid of the old regime. He's getting rid of these other players like, fan favorite Zach Allen, stuff like that. I get it, fan favorite and stuff like that. But a lot of it is culture based. A lot of it is like, Zach Allen had an up and down year. Does he have potential? Absolutely. But like, I really do think that this regime is like, you know what? I'm gonna do it my way. We're gonna turn over this. Obviously, he can't get rid of everyone, but I really do think that the key is to bring in his players.
Let me ask you this then. So what's the plan? What's the plan for the Arizona Cardinals? Let's say they did move off of Kyler Murray. What's the plan?
All right, so this is what I think.
Feel like
so this is what my personal opinion, this is what I feel that's gonna happen.
Okay.
I feel like this regime has a window to get a quarterback. Now they're not gonna go first round. They're not gonna pull a Josh Rosen. They're not gonna pull none of that. I truly believe they're gonna get, because right now so far, correct me if I'm wrong, the only quarterback in our roster is Kyler Murray, right?
Colt McCoy has one more year technically.
Okay, and we'll see if he stays around.
Yeah.
But I think that when we start looking at like third round, fourth round, fifth round, around there, I am telling you, I have a personal feeling that this organization, this regime is going to get a quarterback. And what's going to happen is they have a window, right? And who knows? That's if Kyler Murray, even with no hiccups, recovery's perfectly fine, even makes it to half the season. Let's just say they throw this rookie guy out there and he starts winning. Maybe not winning all the games, but you see, oh wow, he's making great connections with his players. Oh my God, he's on a roll. You know, he's giving. What's gonna happen is the fans are gonna side one side,
Well,
and then when Kyler Murray comes back and he loses, what
well,
is
that's what I'm
everybody
saying.
gonna do?
What you're saying is exactly my video that I posted a couple times. I've said the same thing. We need to draft somebody. So to me, and I think some people get it twisted. Like they think at me and they're like, "Oh, you don't think Kyler Murray?" That's incorrect. I want the Arizona Cardinals to have a backup plan because I'm a Cardinal fan, not a Kyler Murray fan. I'm a Cardinal fan. That's what I
This is
am.
vodka, by the way. Every time I talk about the Cardinals, I gotta drink vodka.
I know that's all good. I respect it, brother. I respect it. No, but I agree with you, honestly. In my mock drafts, and like I said, I don't expect everybody to watch every single of my videos, and that's completely fine. But every single mock draft, I have a quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals to take because that's exactly what I want. I want fuel under the fire of Kyler Murray. I know his potential, but can Kyler put it out together? That's the big thing.
But
I want
you
success
know
for
what's
the
crazy
Arizona
too?
Cardinals, not for Kyler Murray. I want success for the Cardinals. Go ahead.
Kyler Murray also is a dual sports athlete. He can go either way.
No, yeah, and I
You
agree.
know what I'm saying? When you have options, when you know that when you know that you're good at you're good at somewhere else, and you know that you can find another job, and then I'm good.
No, and I agree. And that's the thing. And that's why I so badly wanted to get rid of Cliff after the
So I'm
playoff.
not.
That's why
I don't
so
hate
bad.
Kyler Murray. I see potential in him, absolutely, but I just feel like the rumors are just too much, and there
No,
has to
that's
be
fair.
some truth in it. There
That's
has
fair.
to be.
Let's move on. RC3, man. Go ahead. I know you want to say something.
Yeah, I had to unmute myself. Shout out to Silver Wolf. I seen him in the comments too. But I just want to say this for everybody that's like I said, I don't have no big beef with no Kyler Murray. But my thing is, look at Lamar Jackson. What receivers did he have on his team? Did he complain about a contract? Did he complain about any of that stuff, right? He showed a lot of signs of maturity when he was with Baltimore. They gave him absolutely nothing to work with, really, right? So then I look at it again, it's like, all right, he's not complaining, he's not this, he's not that. Steve Keim knew he was going to get fired, but he was going to help his boys out before he got out. I'm gonna get all the money, even Vance Joseph. So if they decide to take the vacay off, cool. Let me go somewhere else with it, right? We got that cleared out the way. My bold prediction too is that a rookie is going to start until Kyler comes back, and I think the rookie is going to be Stetson Bennett.
I think he just got picked up, if I'm not mistaken.
No, no, that's the draft. He's in the draft.
Oh my goodness. I was thinking of the other guy. Okay, gotcha. Stetson Bennett from Georgia.
Yeah, I don't want Gardner Minshew. He reminds me of Ben Still in dodgeball. I don't want him, but
love it.
the thing is that the other guy I was looking at too, because everybody talk about Baker Mayfield. They love Baker Mayfield. They talk about Brock Purdy. Now they're saying there's controversy over there in San Fran. We should get Brock Purdy. Maybe that might have been a one-year wonder. You know, you never know with certain situations like that. But my thing is that when people talk about, oh, Kyler never had a fair change of this or that, people don't know how much Kyler was involved in that offense, especially getting people there. He wanted Hollywood Brown. He got Hollywood Brown. He wanted CeeDee Lamb, but he couldn't get CeeDee Lamb. I guess everybody wanted CeeDee Lamb, but we got Isaiah Simmons because defense wins championships. Okay, great. Offensive line blocks Kyler Murray, but we don't get that. So what are we going to really work on when it comes down to the free agency and stuff? I think we're not picking up nobody. It's because the fact is we're going by the draft, and then everything else starts to accumulate who's getting signed more and more and more now. So I really think that we're going to go trade number 4. I think that the Seahawks is going to get Jalen Carter. That's just my pick. Look, we can shake our head, but the thing is, and what's going to be kind of messed up a little bit too, I think it's a possibility the Texans might mess around and get Will Anderson. Sucks to say it, but they like the quarterback coming out next year more than this year.
Caleb. Here's the thing too. Also, like, I guess if you think about it here, and Soul, I apologize, man. I'm gonna get you in here right now. I promise. Seahawks were supposed to be rebuilding last year. Remember that, y'all? Seahawks were supposed to be rebuilding last year. Look at them. They hit on a lot of draft picks. Was it 4 out of their 7 draft picks? Damn, man, they did wonders. And they got Geno Smith, the bridge quarterback, and look where they're at. It's crazy. Let me get Soul Pancakes up in here. Soul Pancakes, man, what are your thoughts on everything we talked about?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Hey, thoughts about like what we need to do moving forward?
Yeah, quarterback. I saw you have Richardson on there. Just tell us all, man. Let it out.
If he slips to the 3rd round, I think we should get Richardson if he slips to the 3rd round. Because we got like what another like how many? We have the highest. What is that pick called again? When you pretty much get it like compensatory.
Yes.
So we have the highest. Yeah, the highest compensatory pick. If he's there, we should pick him up. I'm not sure if he's going to still be there because some people are mocking him in the 1st round or in the 2nd round. So I have no idea how that's going to play out. But you need to have somebody else to be able to compete, at least with that situation. So last year when Cole McCoy faced off against the LA Rams, we got that win. The very next week, I'm not sure, but I think Kyler Murray returned the very next week after that. He had one of his better games. So has somebody to be able to compete for those snaps. That's very, very that's like you need that with the quarterback situation that we have. And it can't just be super reliant all the time just to be saying like, hey, it's only Kyler Murray, and kind of like everybody else has to come in here and understand that it's Kyler Murray's job and whatnot. Why does it have to be that way? Why not can they come in and be like, hey, if you do well enough, you got the starting job. I mean, we need you to compete for the starting job, because if the understanding is like, look, we're bringing you in, and sure, when Kyler Murray gets healthy, he's going to take the snaps, but that kind of deteriorates the reason as to why they're even going to try to win that starting spot. To them, they're just going to be like, well, it doesn't matter if I win or lose because Kyler Murray's just going to take that spot anyway. And like, it'll get his head in gear to know that his job is not 100% secure. We've had instances before, like in history, where like a starting quarterback goes down for a team, and that's the franchise quarterback, and then somebody else comes in and they outperform that quarterback and ends up playing better for the team overall. I mean, I'm sorry, like we're not attached to the hip with Kyler Murray. He needs to understand that the more secure we make him feel, the more he feels like, I don't know what the term is, like comfortable.
Comfortable. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
As far as like the draft, I have no idea what we're gonna do. What we should do, maybe we should just trade back. I mean, that's best case scenario. Even though I would love Will Anderson, and it would signal that we're getting like younger at the position since we released Marcus Golden. But I don't know. Like, we'll see. Free agency shapes out what we do.
That's fair. Okay, perfect. All right, y'all. Anybody with last thoughts before I let you guys go? This is a great conversation. All right, man. I'll get you next, Jose. I promise. Go ahead.
Sorry. Following up on like the QB stuff, right? So like I think we should get another QB to make sure that Kyler knows he has competition. Like a good QB when you see a good QB when something like that. But like look at Joe Burrow, like he made it to the Super Bowl his second year, I think it was, right? Like Patrick Mahomes, second year, I think it was like to the AFC Championship. When there's a good quarterback, when he brings your team far. Like look at Purdy, Mr. Relevant. Nobody knew who that dude was until he won 7 straight. Then he makes it to the NFC Championship. So I think that if we can bring someone else to tell Kyler like your job's not safe, we have someone else that can take it. I think there's a lot of quarterbacks that are kind of deterred to come to Arizona, knowing that like if they do really good, they're just gonna get swapped out by Kyler when he's healthy.
That's true. That's a very valid point. Yeah.
And
go ahead.
Sorry. And I think that if let's say we do get a new QB and he starts doing really good and Kyler comes back healthy, I think we just should keep with the hot hand until he messes up somewhere, like they did Cooper Rush.
Okay. All right, Jose, man.
Sorry.
Take us home. No, you're good, dude.
Can you imagine the headlines if we got Anthony Richardson? And can you imagine the pictures in training camp? It will look similar to what like Derrick Henry and next to his partner.
Dude, I know.
Like
yeah.
super tall and him next to him like really short. Can you imagine that? What the? What the news media is gonna say about that? Look at Anthony Richardson next to Kyler Murray in practice. You know what I'm saying? So I actually like the Anthony Richardson, and I think that's a perfect way for me personally. I'm not saying would I mind it? I wouldn't. But think about it this way: like the dude is huge. It personally for me. Obviously, maybe his numbers are insane, but I mean, look at Jalen Hurts. He has success being a dual threat, running back. He's freaking bigger than him, bigger hands than D Hop, huge athletic ability. But I think that's a good excuse for the coach to say, because everybody in the draft is saying that he's going to go first round, but some people are saying, like, give him a year or two. So it's a good, perfect excuse for the coach to say in the press conference, oh, well, we got him, but, we're going to give him a year or two. He's still development, or we still on Kyler's side. And so, I don't know. I actually like Anthony Richardson. So, I actually wouldn't mind it if he was there, like, middle of the second round, late pick, or, go from there.
Okay, perfect. All right, RC3, I don't think I took your take. Last one, and I'm going to let you guys go. I promise. This is a great conversation, everybody, by the way.
Yeah, salute to that. What I was just going to say is that there's nothing really in free agency that's going to catch your eye. I mean, I would love the fact to just load up on picks going into next year, even though there's a lot of edge rushers and we do got picks for those as well too, and for the offensive line. I just think that we should really just stack up on picks, and Kyler needs a challenge. It was give me. Goat McCoy is not Goat McCoy. And remember what I said every year since I've been on, even though I've disappeared for like a year, but what I said was, I'm not excited. Oh, we made the playoffs. I'm not excited. We're going to die. I said that. I said the Rams is going to kill us. Then I also said, too, that when Kyler Murray was going to go into this year, by him not playing preseason, showed me that we're going to have a losing season. I said that. And last but not least, show me some improvements. If we could win at least 6 games at home, I'm ecstatic.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
6 games, that's all I ask.
You had to bring the home wins, huh? Had to bring
that up. I mean, because Jersey's going for $40 and the ticket's going for 10. I seen a Groupon, you get 10 for 1. I don't know what's going on with the stadium. It's just crazy right now.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude, I remember seeing Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins jerseys for sale. I think it was like the week after the regular season. I asked this Just Sports guy. I was like, hey, something's going on here, right? I was like, oh, we just have to get rid of inventory. I was like, bro, don't lie to me. I'm not sure what's happening. I'm not saying Kyler's going, but D-Hop's definitely going.
I'm going to send you guys the picture of the new Cardinals uniform on your IG.
Do it.
I'm going to make it myself, and this is what we're going to wear this season, okay?
Do it. Tag me.
Absolutely.
All right, let you guys. He wants it in his IG too. Put it on the private chat, man, if you don't mind, just so he knows what to do. All right, I'm gonna let everybody go. Appreciate you guys for coming through. I'm not gonna take you guys down. You guys can communicate in the private chat back there. All right, guys, thank you so very much for tuning in. I absolutely do appreciate it. This has been very, very fun. I know this is gonna be one of those situations that we're dealing with, right? That nobody wants to be, right? But we're here in this situation right now. But I appreciate everybody for coming through. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to everybody. Right now, the Cardinals, at least as of right now, I refreshed the Twitter page and it's still nothing has been done for the Arizona Cardinals. No needle has been pushed, no anything like that. But I think the Arizona Cardinals hopefully are going to find ourselves in a spot where we can hopefully make some moves. Fingers crossed. $34 million in cap. I'm only hoping we can start making some moves coming through. All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so very much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.